all the earbuds I could find on Oraimo website to test and find out which one is the best Oraimo earbud. In this video, I'm going to rank these Oraimo earbuds starting from the least expensive ones down to the most expensive ones, and we are going to consider sound quality as the key metric for ranking these earbuds, because there are some earbuds here that are actually cheaper than some and they have better sound quality than the most expensive ones. I used these earbuds for over 2 weeks, and during my testing I created a Spotify playlist that I used to test out the bass, treble, mids, highs and lows of the earbuds. The description to the Spotify playlist is going to be in the description of this video, and it's going to be open in case you want to add songs to it. The key factors I'm using to rank these earbuds are sound quality, comfort, battery life and overall design. If you want to buy any of the Oraimo earbuds in this video or any other products on the Oraimo website, then I have a code that is going to give you 5% discount on the website. By using that code, it's going to help me bring more videos like this one to you. Starting with the list in terms of sound quality, we have the Oraimo Rift 2. It is a half-in-ear style earbud, or other people prefer calling it the stem style earbud. In terms of sound quality, it is not bass heavy like the more expensive Oraimo earbuds, but if you consider the fact that you are paying $15 for this earbud, then you are going to appreciate the sound coming from it. It is actually my most preferred Oraimo earbud, and I've used it for over 6 months at this moment. You get to hear the vocals from any song clear, but there are certain instruments that won't come out very clear on this earbud. In terms of design, the case is compact and it fits in my palms perfectly. This is one of those earbuds that you can carry around comfortably. Even if it's in your pockets, you wouldn't even notice it's there. It also has a transparent cover that has some dents and scratches because of how long I've used it. The earbud has some touch controls. If you tap it once, it plays or pause music. You can also use it to next songs by tapping it twice. You get 6 hours battery life from this earbud, which is very impressive, and when you pair it with the charging case, it can go for as long as 30 hours of listening experience. It has 4 mics for calls, and the calling experience is quite okay. It's not the best. It can't be compared with something like the SpacePod, but the call quality of the Oraimo Rift 2 for the price I think is okay. The final thing I absolutely love about this earbud and why I've had it for the longest is because of how well it sits in my ears. This is the earbud that I can use for 5 hours straight and I'm not going to feel any ear fatigue. It sits comfortably in my head, and no matter how I shake my head, or maybe if I go out for running, the earbud still sits firmly in the air and it doesn't fall off. That's why I've had it for over 6 months now. So up next, we have the Freepods Lite, and it has a better sound quality than the Oraimo Rift 2. The difference between these two buds is the fact that you are going to get some bass while listening to music with the Oraimo Freepods Lite. It has an ear tip, and if you put it in your ear, it's going to actually block out noise and you get that bass, noticeable bass is there. The vocals from the music you are listening to are also clear, and you also get a well-balanced treble from this earbud. The Freepods Lite is actually cheaper than the Oraimo Rift 2, and I think it's selling for around $14 or $13 at the time of making this video. My problem with the Oraimo Freepods Lite is how it looks in the air while you are using it. The stems of the earbud protrudes outside the air, and it's something I personally don't like. And if you wear these earbuds for a long period of time, you are definitely going to feel it in your ears. The buds have a transparent design, but I'm not going to call this a network because there are definitely earbuds that have transparent design that look more appealing than this particular one. The charging case is bulky and I think it's a little bit big. It's not like the Oraimo Rift that feels compact in the hand. You get up to 7 hours of listening time with the earbuds, and there is no Oraimo earbud in this video that has similar battery life like the Oraimo Freepods Lite. It charges through a USB-C port, and the earbud has a feature called environmental noise cancellation for improved voice calls in a noisy environment. The earbud also works with the Oraimo Sound app, and you can use the app to tweak the music equalization the way you want it, and you can also use it to set the touch controls. There is also game mode that you can toggle on in the Oraimo Sound app for low latency while playing games, or maybe when you are even watching videos on YouTube with the earbud. If low latency mode is turned on, aka game mode, the sound is going to be in sync with the video. There is also this button that you can press and hold by the side of the earbud, and you can use it to clear all the Bluetooth pairings in the earbud. Up next, we have the Oraimo Rhyme, and it comes under $25, and it carries on with the heavy bass tradition that Oraimo is known for, and it even goes a step further by giving you active noise cancellation. This is one of the cheapest earbuds that I know with active noise cancellation, but it is not quite straightforward. If you just like get it outside the box, you are not even going to know if the ANC is available or not. What you have to do is to tap and hold the earbud for some split seconds, and you are going to hear it beep twice. That's when it's going to give you a voice prompt to tell you if it's in ANC mode or maybe in transparent mode or normal mode. Also, if you want a very good listening experience and the ANC to work for you effectively, then you need to use the right ear tip. There are like ear tips inside the box of the phone. You need to try all ear tips and look for the one that sits perfectly in your ear. Then you're going to experience the ANC, because the ANC is not actually to the standards of what you get on like the SpacePods, but it is going to be noticeably better if you use the right ear tip. You're going to get a better sound experience using the Oraimo Rhyme than what you are going to get on the Oraimo Rift 2 and the Freepods Lite. The bass is not only better, the vocals and instrumental are also much clearer on the Oraimo Rhyme. It also has a stem style design, and like I said earlier, you need the right ear tips to experience how good this earbud is. The earbud is quite big, but it's not as big as the Freepods Lite. One of my problems with the Oraimo Rhyme is the fact that the charging case has a glossy finish, and as you can see, my case here already has some dents and scratches. You also get a button at the back of the earbud that you can press and hold to reset the Bluetooth pairing of the earbud. It also has a USB-C charging port, but this one is placed by the side of the earbud, which I find to be weird. You are going to get 6 hours of battery life on the earbud with ANC turned off, and you get 5 hours when you use it with ANC turned on at max volume. However, if you use it at a lower volume, the battery life can exceed 6 hours. Up next, we have the Oraimo Freepods 3C, and it doesn't have ANC, but it sounds better than the Oraimo Rhyme that has ANC. It sounds better than the Freepods Lite, and it sounds better than the Oraimo Rift. And this is because this earbud has a particular ear tip that is very unique, and if you use it with the ear tip, Oraimo calls it bass mode, and if you use it without the ear tips, I think they call it like normal mode. The earbud have a 13mm sound driver, and oh boy, that thing pumps out bass. Like if you use this earbud, you are going to hear the bass thumping in your ear like doom. You get it in your ear while listening to songs with the earbuds. This is also a stem style earbud, but it is not as thick as the Freepods Lite or the Oraimo Rhyme that we talked about earlier. You get over 6 hours of listening time with the earbud, and when you pair it with the charging case, you're going to get almost 30 hours of listening time. The earbud has an IPX5 water resistance rating, which simply means you can go and use it inside the rain, or you can use it for your exercise. No matter how sweaty you get, it's not going to affect the earbud. This earbud actually comes in under $25, and for the price, I think it is a steal. The earbud also works with the Oraimo Sound app, and you can tweak the sound using the equalizer in the app, or you can tweak the touch controls. Even though this earbud doesn't have active noise cancellation, it blocks out noise to some extent, and I think it is almost on par with the Oraimo Rhyme. There is no doubt that the Oraimo SpacePod is the best sounding earbud from Oraimo. In terms of sound quality, there is no real difference between this and the Oraimo Freepods. The design is the same. The only difference is that this one has a textured finish that's going to hide stains and dents. Like it is more comfortable to hold in the hand. The design of the earbud is inspired by the surface of the moon, and you can feel Burna Boy's influence the moment you get your hands on this earbud, because it's called the SpacePods, and there's one of his albums called The Spaceship. So this dropped from there. Oraimo collaborated with Burna Boy to create this earbud, and the voice prompts that you're going to hear while using the earbuds are Burna Boy's voice. While they claim he tuned the sound of this earbud, I actually don't really think that is true, because the sound you are getting from this earbud is as good as what you are getting from the Freepods. The Oraimo SpacePods is the most expensive earbud that I tested in this video, and it comes in at around $40. There's another limited edition SpacePods on the Oraimo website that goes for as much as $125, and it is a limited edition, it has a better packaging, and it has some features that are missing on this one. But from the videos that I've seen, the sound quality between this one and the SpacePod is the same thing. So you're not missing out on anything. What you are missing out is the packaging and the accessories that it comes with. There's an LED round around this area on the limited edition SpacePods that you're not getting on this one. The SpacePod has an IPX5 water resistance rating, which means you can submerge it in water and it's going to be fine. You can use it while running, and no matter how you sweat, it's still going to be fine. When it's fully charged, you can get up to 7 hours depending on the level of volume you are listening. Like, let's say if you put it at 50%, you are going to definitely get 7 hours of listening time. But if you take the volume higher and also turn on the active noise cancellation, then you're going to get like between 5 to 6 hours of listening time with this earbud. I also find the sliding mechanism to be addictive because it's just comfortable to just slide it up and down. You can easily get addicted to sliding the keys, and it's one of the features that makes this earbud unique and different from all the earbuds that we've tested in this video. Overall, it is the best earbud that I've tested, and the call quality is also very impressive. Even if you're in a noisy environment and you make calls with this earbud, the person you're talking with is going to hear you clearly, and you're also going to hear the person talking with you clearly. Honestly, before this video, I underrated Oraimo earbuds because I haven't used any Oraimo earbud in a while. But using them for like 2 weeks straight have kind of changed my mind, and I think they are offering lots of value for money to Nigerians. Most of the earbuds in this video tend to sound the same. That's because the main focus for Oraimo is bass, and this is because they are selling their earbuds in the African markets, and you know, Afrobeats normally have a lot of bass. You get why they have to focus on bass, because their target audience are people that listen to songs with heavy bass. One thing that I also observed is that the more money you spend on Oraimo earbuds, the better the sound is going to get. If you are interested in buying any of the products in this video, don't forget to use the code showing on your screen right now, because it's going to help me bring more videos like this one. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and click on the video showing on your screen right now, and you're going to see me talk about some budget microphones for content creators and gamers. One of those microphones is actually what I used in this video, and I went more in depth in that review video talking about this microphone.